Hello, and welcome to the Iron Spoon Kitchen, where today our iron spoon is deposited in a bunch of toasted pecans. And that tells you that we're going to be making pralines. Yes, pralines. And if you ever wondered about the pronunciation of that, which I'm sure many of you have, if you're in Louisiana, you would say praline. In Texas, we say praline. And then you're asking yourself, well, why in the world are we doing this? Why do we have two different ways? Well, because it's from French. French. And there was this famous soldier, or I guess maybe his cook was famous because his cook would make these little candy desserts. And his name was, let me look over here, Marcel de Plaisir Pralon, or Pralon. And that is where we get praline from. So praline became praline, and then in Texas, praline. And so he gets credit for it, even though his cook did everything. And we're getting this recipe today. Actually, I'm going to do two different recipes. I've got this one from 1900 it's called Natchez Recipes. And I got this from the Library of Congress archives. And it is compiled by the Altar Guild of Trinity Episcopal Church in Natchez, Mississippi. And it's still in print today. You can find it on eBay. And here's the recipe. And one of the things that I've noticed on this recipe, as I've said in other episodes, we're going over 250 years of American cookbooks and recipes or receipts. Did you watch that episode? And there's not a whole lot of detail here. So again, this is from 1900. Let me read this to you. Pecan candy. Mix 4 cups sugar, 1 cup of dark Karo, which I've not used that before, 1 cup milk, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. Cook until mixture boils up well. Add 1 cup or more of pecans. Cook until it will cream well in a saucer. Add 1 large tablespoon of butter and 1 teaspoon vanilla and beat until thick enough to pour out. That's it. I think we got some problems there though. If I were to follow that recipe just as it's written, that would be a little challenging because I can see a lot of problems. One thing about making candy is that you have to know the temperature. And there's different techniques you can use, like softball, hardball techniques, but nothing replaces a thermometer. And so I see that if we were to follow this exactly as it is, I'm going to keep the ingredients the same. That's what I've said in the past. But we've got some better techniques today to make sure this comes out excellent. And so that is what I'm going to do. So let's take a look and see how the ingredients are a little bit different. Once again, this is a recipe that I have made many times, and I'm going to do 2 recipes of it. I'm going to follow this one from 1900 and this one from the Jambalaya cookbook from 1983. And it says on here that it's the official cookbook of the 1984 Louisiana World Exposition. And that was one of the last world fairs, I believe, that we had. So what do we have here? We have toasted pecans. Make sure you toast them. It makes a difference. You don't have to, but it does make a difference in taste. We have milk instead of evaporated milk. And the difference between milk and evaporated milk is that part of the water has evaporated off when you in evaporated milk, hence the name. And you can make your own evaporated milk. It's just that it takes a lot longer than buying this. So we have milk, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of salt, 2 tablespoons of butter, and then this dark Karo syrup, which I've only used the light one. Come on. I forgot these lids on here are horrible. Okay. So we're going to have a 1/2 cup of dark Karo. In the other recipe, you put in light brown sugar. Maybe this helps it to darken. What's that taste like? It kind of tastes like sugar. Has a little bit of a dark. Well, what's the ingredients? Why is it dark? Ingredients: corn syrup, molasses. That's why. Okay. Always read the labels. I think I said that once before. Well, we can't we can't cook this here, but we need to head over to the pot over here on the stove. So come on over and take a look. Hey, here we are. We're ready to go ahead and get started with the ingredients. And we're pretty much going to put everything in here together at this point, except for the toasted pecans and the vanilla. We'll put that at the end. Now, this recipe just calls for 2 cups of sugar. So there's the 2 cups. And then the dark Caro, which I have now discovered has molasses in it, which is the reason it's dark. This will be definitely a different taste from what I've done before, because the other stuff is light, but the other stuff is dark, is light brown sugar, and they put molasses in that. So maybe it's 6 one way, half a dozen another. A little butter, 2 tablespoons. Recipe called for 1, but I know that 2 tablespoons works better. So let's get this going. We're going to start getting that. Add our milk. And then here's our candy thermometer that I'm going to put in once we get going. Now, this is a long process, and it's not, I have to go from this to spooning it out pretty quick, or else you end up with rock candy in here that you can't get out. Or if you don't follow the thermometer closely enough and it's too low, you'll end up with caramel, soft, or it'll take forever to set up, if at all. So that is why the importance of the candy thermometer. We want to get to 236 degrees. Let's see. Yep, it's right here. 236 degrees. All right. Oh, better start doing this. And this is definitely time for music. So maestro, if you please. Okay, that is at 236 degrees. I'm going to add the pecans, a little bit of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Mix it. The fire is turned off. So we'll see if we have success or not. I'm going to go move the camera in preparation for spooning this out. Hey, here we go. know if I got that temperature high enough on this one. And that was about 10 minutes of stirring. It looks like we have success. I gave a little bit of a taste to one. It tastes almost like the other one. The color's a little bit different, but not much. But I'm going to go ahead and make the other recipe and see how that turns out as well. Here's the second batch, freshly placed on here. A little bit darker in color than the other one. We did it! Success! We have two different types of praline, or pralin. So we have, this one is the recipe I've done many times, and it uses a light brown sugar. And this one used just white sugar with dark Caro syrup. And I gotta tell you, they both taste really good. I guess you can't mess up sugar and butter together. But let's take just a little taste here. This is the one from the jambalaya cookbook. Excellent. Yeah, can't go wrong. And this recipe, well, in both of them, we toasted the pecans first. Makes a huge difference. I never thought about it before. I made this for years without doing it, and now I won't do it without it. It makes a big difference. So let's try the one. Now this one had milk. This one had evaporated milk. I don't know why it's so much whiter though. It's delicious. I can't really. The difference truly is in the color. They both taste excellent. So I don't think there would be a problem. Now this recipe is from 1900, from Natchez, Mississippi, from Trinity Episcopal Church there. The Altar Guild published that book. And it's still for sale on eBay. I don't know what printing it's on. And then this was the Jambalaya cookbook. So we have, again, success here in the Iron Spoon Kitchen. I wasn't quite sure how this was going to go with the filming of it, because going from the stovetop to putting it onto the parchment paper, yeah, you have to be really quick to do that because it wants to set up quickly. And it did. So we had success. And if you like this, then like it on and subscribe on YouTube. And we'll have another installment of the Iron Spoon Kitchen in another week. Thanks for joining me.